You know that?
Obviously.
Well, he's Muslim, so.
I've been Muslim 17 years. Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, what I'm saying, Islam.
Where are you from?
Is not. I'm Kurdish.
Kurdish. So are you Muslim?
I used to be.
So you're not a Muslim?
No more. I'm Christian.
You're Christian now. So you left Christianity and became you left Muslim and became a Christian?
Yes.
How long ago?
25 years now.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why did you leave Islam and become a Christian?
Okay. I got my own testimony.
I'm sorry?
I have a testimony.
Okay. Why don't you believe Islam is the truth?
Why I don't believe? Okay, that's different question.
But no, it's the same question.
It's not the same question.
Of course it is.
Yeah. When I compare, for example, Islam, especially with Christianity and other religions, I find it's strikingly different than all of them.
Okay.
It's more different than
I agree.
Christianity.
Oh, I agree.
Probably is a bit closer to Hinduism and Buddhism.
Okay.
But it's a lot different than Christianity.
How is Islam close to Buddhism? How is Islam close to Buddhism?
In the sense of involving in cultural and politics and daily life is more close to Hinduism, Buddhism, shamanism,
Do you know?
even atheism.
Okay. What's the most important teaching of Islam?
Say again?
What is the most important teaching of Islam?
More or less, I have always a graph which I'm telling everyone.
No. What is the most important teaching of Islam?
Not you, I'm telling mine. Don't expect me to tell something that you're thinking.
It's not. It's the first
I'm
thing.
telling you.
Okay. all right.
Let me make
What's your name?
You saying what is
What's your
most
name?
important?
What's your name? What's your name?
Hussein.
Hussein. Okay, Hussein. The question I'm asking you doesn't have a subjective answer. It's an objective answer because the teachings of Islam are what.
Yes, I'm telling you objective.
So according to the teachings of Islam, what is the most important teaching?
Yes, it's what I'm going to answer you now.
Yeah, but it's not your subjective understanding. It's what is it? It teaches it.
To me,
No, I'm not asking that.
1 minute. You ask me, I have the
No,
answer.
I'm asking you what you believe Islam teaches is the most important thing. So I'm asking about your understanding of Islam, what it teaches is the most important thing, not what you think is the most important thing.
Okay. To give you the answer for this,
Go on, man.
first of all, I have to make a comparison between Islam and other religions.
No.
To find out
no.
what is important, what is not.
No. Let me repeat the question to you. According to the teachings of Islam, according to the teachings, so the standard of your answer now has to come from the teachings. What is the most important teaching of Islam?
More or less, I have found 5 elements in Islam.
One.
There is no one.
There is one.
You think so? That's you.
Okay, I'll give you the answer, and then you say if I'm wrong, and then you can correct me, yeah? The most important teaching of Islam is La ilaha illallah.
That's you think.
Do you disagree?
I disagree.
All right. So, my claim is this. The most important teaching of Islam is La ilaha illallah. You're now saying I'm incorrect. So you now tell me what is the most important teaching of Islam.
Okay. If you become a Muslim, you got 5 elements to do more or less equally. If I want to spread.
What's the first pillar of Islam?
You asked many times, you never let me chance to answer.
But you're not answering my question.
I have never finished.
No, because you keep telling me what you believe. I'm asking you what does Islam
I tell
teach?
you what I believe, not anyone else. And you're asking me.
I'm asking you what you believe Islam teaches.
Yes.
So your answer comes from the teachings of Islam, not from your mind.
Yes, to be my mind.
No, it comes from the teachings
What
of
do you
Islam.
mean? I have to tell
Because
you my mind.
if I'm asking you what is the most important teachings of Islam, according to the teachings of Islam, yeah, what's the most important? Your answer has to come from that pool, not from you. Right. So according to the teachings of Islam, what is the most important thing in Islam?
I find
But not what
5 elements, no one.
Go on.
The first one, the important thing.
Okay. Do you accept? What makes me a Muslim? What makes me a
You
Muslim?
have to tolerate my answer.
I'm trying. But Hussein, what makes me a Muslim?
What make you a Muslim?
No, what is it that makes me a non-believer to a believer? No, what do I have to do or what do I have to say?
You're following Muhammad, you're a Muslim.
No, what do I have to say to be a Muslim?
First you have to bring out.
It's easy.
First you have to make a shahada.
Allahu Akbar. What's the shahada?
No, you tell me something. There is only one God.
You know.
Ah, Allahu Akbar. There is only one God. Right. No, listen. I'm saying. All I'm trying to do here is this, you see. So you said Islam is close to Buddhism, right? Now here, that's what you said.
Why you never
No,
give me chance.
no, because what
What is your name?
I'll explain to you, Darren. Okay, or Hamza.
Darren.
Hamza.
Please give me chance
No, but listen.
to tell you what I think.
No, but listen.
If you don't give me my chance, I'm not going to be able to tell you.
No, you can tell me.
You're not going to understand
I
me.
was saying, trust me, you'll have time to speak. But here's the thing, you see. If you make a claim in front of me, right, you're gonna have to defend that claim. Now, I'm going to show you how that claim that Islam is close to Buddhism is ridiculous. All right, I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the most important teaching of Islam is La ilaha illallah. There's nothing.
That's why you think.
Listen, there's nothing worthy of worship.
Every Muslim they say.
Listen. There's nothing worthy of worship but Allah. Right? In Buddhism, it's nothing to do with God. So, for you to compare a way of life or a religion that believes in the worship of one God to a religion that doesn't believe in God, it's a ridiculous statement. Do you understand?
Listen, are you answering yourself?
No, I'm refuting your claim.
I never made it.
You said Islam's like
I
Buddhism.
never explained it.
You can't.
You never give me answer.
Let him explain his point. Okay, explain to me why Islam is like Buddhism.
In which point?
Listen, I have said, unlike other religions, Islam have 5 pillars. Unlike those, you say, Shahadat, Hajj, pilgrimage, whatever you call them. For example, Christianity, 90% is the faith in God, in Jesus. And 10% is culture and the personal choices. In Islam, you go only 20%, more or less, not exactly, 20% faith, 20% culture, 20% politics, and the rest 20% is a personal choice.
All right, I challenge that.
1 minute, I'm going to come back there. So in terms of being similar to other gods and the religions, for these reasons, Islam is unique.
Okay, can I respond?
For example, in Christianity, we don't see politics. We don't see culture. I can live in any culture while I'm a Christian. I don't have to do politics to fulfill my faith. And this is not even in Hinduism, in Buddhism, but we find this in other gods,
All right.
in other religions, but it's not 20% equally shared.
Right, let me just
may say
let me just
to me,
translate. You're Kurdish,
I've got
isn't
only-
it?
Well, yes, I am.
Can I translate quickly?
Wait.
Let me just translate quickly, just in English.
Let me finish it.
Just 10 seconds. What you've just said, in English, this is English translation of what you just said, yeah? Or what I heard. You said, there's no guidance in any other way of life or other religion except Islam. That's what you said. Okay, carry on.
I didn't say that.
Did it?
What I'm saying,
You said Islam, you said Islam
Right.
teaches you how to behave in a social manner, political manner, economic manner, all of these things. Covers everything, alhamdulillah. Like you said. But you said Christianity offers you no guidance. Just believe Jesus died for your sins and it's enough.
1 second.
That's it. That's what I heard.
Religion in general sense in the world, in the history, even today, is a relationship between the person and God. Whichever form of God is a relationship between the person
I have no disagreement with that.
and that God. If when you want to unwrap what relationship is this, many find and pack up lots of things in it. What happened to Muhammad? He made a lot of things into the pack. He put culture, he put his own political agenda and economics. Now those who say I am a Muslim, they follow the same way, although my culture does not exist in heaven. Why should be my practice to fulfill my faith?
Okay, let me explain. All right, translate again. Let me translate in English again. One second. All right. Now, what you've said to me that.
I do. That means God.
Okay. So what you said now. One second. So what you just said to me now. What Islam does, it doesn't discriminate against you. regardless of your background, regardless of your heritage, regardless of your nationality, regardless of your race, colour, class, culture, Islam doesn't discriminate and it treats everyone equally. Thank you. Carry on. That's what you just said.
No, Islam.
You're doing a good job for Islam. Eh? Carry on.
Why I have to learn Arabic to practice my faith? This is purely racism.
Really?
Why I have to wear Arabic clothing to practice my faith?
Who said you have to?
This is purely
Who
racism.
said you have to?
Racism.
No, who said you have to do that?
I have to read in Arabic the holy book. What you call holy book?
You don't have to.
You do. You see what I'm saying?
Where does it say you have to read it in Arabic to be a Muslim?
I agree.
Where? Is it Jesus?
Why you have to read?
I'm asking you a question.
It
Where
does.
does it say? Where does it say?
That's what I'm saying.
Where does it say that you have to read the Quran in Arabic to be a
I'm just
Muslim?
trying, can I just answer, what's the problem?
No. Hold on a second.
Pope forced Christians
No,
to go to
that's not my
church,
question.
And then you.
That's not my
you
question.
change it.
That wasn't my question. And that's the problem, you're not listening.
No, it's the problem.
Shall I repeat my question?
Listen, but you can't remember.
Shall I repeat
No.
it? Shall I repeat it?
You don't give me time.
Shall
to
I repeat my
answer.
question?
Keep moving and moving
Shall I repeat my question?
You're not engaging with me.
Shall I repeat my question?
Stopping me.
Shall I repeat my question?
Repeat it. Why you give me time to answer it?
As long as you answer it then. And
As long as you don't stop me, you will get your answer.
as long as your answer doesn't involve the word New Testament, no problem. All
Why
right?
you shouldn't be?
Because it's got nothing to do with my question.
What do you mean? The Pope is reading New Testament.
That wasn't my question.
You see? That's where we get our theology.
That's not my question.
We're talking about Christianity without the
No,
New Testament.
I'm asking you a question. Can you just respond to the question?
Ask again.
All right. It's a very simple question. Did the Catholic kingdoms have the right to refuse a crusade when the Pope called it?
First of all, there was not a Catholic kingdom.
What?
Okay. And they had the right to refuse. There were volunteers went on to release Jerusalem from the invaders. Okay, that went on for 1 or 2 centuries and gradually disappeared from the West End, from the Christian world. It doesn't have the base, it doesn't have a reason from New Testament. Is not practiced from the early church, is not being practiced today. In the 2,000-year span of Christian history, is an isolated, a unique case of Christian history. It does not repeat no more. Today, all Christians are against such a movement. I personally am against it. They should not have done
Against
it.
what?
Well, but they did it.
What are you against?
I'm against crusaders. I don't want it.
All right. Did you seriously start the whole answer with there's no such thing as Catholic kingdoms? Did you seriously start your answer there was no such thing as Catholic kingdoms? What religion was Spain, Portugal, France, Hungary, Poland, Britain? What was their religions?
What was it? Majority were Christian.
Catholics.
Yeah, Christian Catholics.
Right, but you just said there was no Catholic kingdoms.
No, when you say the Catholic kingdom, it was not a religious kingdom as we know, because we're comparing with Islam. It was not such a...
The Catholic kingdom was ruled by the Pope.
No, the Pope has the power, but he did not practice as a king the way you know.
No, the Pope
didn't
had...
have the
Okay,
civil laws.
the Pope was the papacy, first thing, and it was laws.
He didn't practice the civil law, did he?
Who, the Pope?
Yeah.
They practice it today in the Vatican City.
No, he didn't have that.
But they do have it.
That is a lot different than when you say the kingdom, it has a definition.
No, the whole principle of what we're saying is this. First of all, I asked you a question whether or not the Catholic kingdoms could refuse the request of a crusade or not. Your response was there's no such thing as Catholic kingdoms, which is error. Straight away. So that negates your whole answer.
It's called Catholic kingdom. I don't know.
Okay, I'll educate you. Okay. I've just said the countries: Spain, Portugal, Poland, France, Hungary, what was the other ones? Denmark, Great Britain, were all Catholic kingdoms. And what that meant was the Pope had authority over all of these kingdoms. You know when you watch the Three Musketeers? This always confused me as a kid. When I used to watch the Three Musketeers, I've seen the Three Musketeers working for the king. Then there was these guys in red. And I was thinking, who are these guys in red? They seem to be as powerful as the Musketeers, but the Musketeers work for the king. So how can these guys in red be as powerful? Then I find out Cardinal Richelieu is their boss. And then I'm thinking, well, who's this Cardinal Richelieu? And he is the Pope's representative in that kingdom. And he has the power of the Pope within that country. Do you understand? Now remember one thing, they believed that it was the Pope who appointed kings.
Brother, do you mind if I ask a question?
No, we do mind. No interest in you. No interest in you. Ask him a question, no problem.
I'm not here for you to interest.
I'm not interested. Well, we're having a conversation. Not interested. Not interested. Not interested. Not interested in you. Not interested in you. Not interested. Not interested. The subscribers complain about your voice. Not interested. Not interested.
Who is Allah?
Not interested. Not interested. Not interested. First thing, we're not interested in your misunderstanding of the Quran. Not interested. Anyway, let's stay on point.
Who is Allah praying? In Surah 33 verse 56. It looks like you are watching too
Right,
much
so you understand the
movies.
point. So you have the Catholic kingdoms. Yeah, nobody's interested. Nobody's interested. Nobody's interested. No one's interested. Nobody's interested. Nobody's interested. No, no one's interested. No one's interested. No one's interested. No one's interested. No one's interested in you. No one's interested in you. Right. So here's the point, you see. No one's interested. So here's the point. So there was Catholic kingdoms, and the Pope had authority over these Catholic kingdoms. So the Pope can call the crusade. The king couldn't refuse to join the crusade. And what would happen? That would permeate. Right? You had I'll explain to you. The king then would call his lords. Listen. I understand.
You don't explain it to me.
What are you about? Will you misunderstand? Okay, you explain it then.
Brother, can I just get my answer?
No one's interested. No one's interested. No one's interested. No one's interested. Because I'm not interested. We're not talking about that.
Just a question about
I'm not interested in this nonsense. Not interested in this one.
why are you talking about
Allah is praying to someone. Who is Allah praying
What's the video? Watch the video, you'll understand. Watch the video, you'll understand. Watch the video, you'll understand. Okay, watch the video, you'll understand. Alright.
Is Muhammad
Yeah? There you go. Okay. So that's the principle.
Let him speak.
Who
Yeah,
is
go
Allah
on.
praying to?
Hussein, your time.
Carry on.
Give my answer and then I'll walk away.
Go on, explain.
Give the answer
carry on.
and then I'll walk away.
I'm not interested in her. Forget that. She's had her chance long ago. She's a hypocrite. She's a hypocrite. No need to waste my time with this. Carry on.
Allah does not love liars, and we have a liar here. Who is Allah praying to?
Carry on.
Who is Allah praying to?
No one's interested. You're irrelevant. No one's interested. No one's interested. No one's interested. No one's interested in you. No, you. No one's interested. No one's interested. No one's interested. No one's interested.
Who is Allah praying to?
No one's interested.
I know.
No one's interested in you.
Allah praying to.
Right.
Who is Allah praying to?
There you go. Go tell him. He'll tell you. He'll tell you. He'll tell you.
Come here, sir.
No, he'll go tell you.
I am sure this gentleman needs to know too.
I'm not engaging with you. 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 Don't understand this. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite.
You look at me.
Are you going to say?
Shame on
This is what the Christians are reduced to. Heckling. Barking like dogs. That's all they got. No one's interested. No one's interested. I'm sorry? You think this is Christianity? You think this is civil?
For a couple of minutes.
No one's interested. No one's interested. No one's interested.
Watching movies.
No one's interested.
I want to bring Islamic Dawah team to reality.
No one's interested.
Who is Allah?
We're not interested in you Christian hecklers. Christian heckling team. You're just hecklers. Irrelevant. You're irrelevant. You're irrelevant. Right. So what I'm saying to you is this. Let me explain the reality. Because the claim was this. Christians don't call their people to war. That was what you said. So I'm showing you in history that's exactly what the Christians did, because the Pope will call the king will call his lords and barons, the lords will call their people and send them. Because where do you think the men came from?
I'm telling you. The history of Crusaders started very, very progressively from the tribal wars in the continent. The wars between the internal wars.
That's irrelevant to what we just said. Because what we're talking about is this: a Christian leader calling people to fight for the religion. So the question, no, because today, where am I called to go and fight for my religion?
Well, I have answered you.
No, because what I'm saying to you is this: from the very, very beginning, you've had double standards. You apply a standard to me that you don't to yourself. You said that, according to Islam, if the leader they call for a war, then the people have to fight. And I've shown you in history, Christianity was exactly the same. First thing. Second thing, the only reason it doesn't happen today is because Christianity doesn't have that power anymore. They lost it. But when they had that power, it was a bloody history. Yeah? They butchered, they tortured worldwide. The cross was carried to South America, where the Incas and the Aztecs were butchered by Christians. Do you know this stuff? It's important to know this stuff before you start throwing stones.
You promise me you won't stop me.
I won't stop you.
Okay. As I started from the Gospel, from the New Testament. Wars is not been propagated in New Testament. It's not been practiced in the early churches. It's not been, however, issued.
What do you mean by
early history of the Christianity?
I'm not going to interrupt, but I am going to stop you when you make a mistake. I have to. Let me ask you a question.
You have right not to agree, but respect what
I
I'm
disagree
saying.
what you're saying.
No, please.
All right, I disagree.
Okay, you may disagree, but please let me finish it.
Go on then.
Don't interrupt. Okay, it's not in the New Testament. It's not in the apostles' activities. It's not in the early church. It's not in the early history of
It is in the early church.
Please.
It is. It is.
Wait.
Right.
Within a 2,000 years' time, unfortunately, we find it somewhere between 11th, 13th or 14th century, those activities and disappeared gradually. It came to Christian history.
You're wrong.
Gradually, and it disappeared
You're wrong.
gradually.
You're wrong.
And today, there is not a Christian church establishing an army or preaching for wars.
Okay.
It's not in the core of Christian faith.
Okay. Do the... All right. Okay.
We don't find in the theology. We don't find in the creed.
Can I refute you on 2 points?
We don't find it today.
Let me refute you on 2 points.
We cannot compare the Crusades as an isolated incident to jihadism in Islam and the political life in Muslim.
All right. I'm going to do 3 things now. The first thing I'm going to refute, I'm going to ask you a question. What happened to the Christians who didn't agree with the Athanasian Creed? What happened to them? The Christians who didn't agree with the Orthodox version of Christianity. What happened to them? That's the first thing I'm going to ask you. Second thing I want to ask you, when the British and American army go to war, and they have their pastor with them, and before they go into battles they have a church service, what do you think they're doing? And the third thing, I'm going to give you the first line of a song. Yeah? Onward Christian soldiers marching off to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. This is a hymn to boost up the people to go to war in the name of what? Christianity. Yes. So that's that one point. I want to understand, why do you think they read Bible before they go to war in Afghanistan and places like this? Why they have Bible classes? Why they all sing in hymns? Why they have pastors in the army? Do you believe America's a Christian country? Do you believe America's a Christian country? You don't believe it's a Christian country? Do you believe England's a Christian country? So what do you believe a Christian country is? Give me one Christian country in the world.
Christianity is not a religion of a state.
So you don't have a country? Right.
It's not a religion of the state.
So if you don't have a country, then how can you make the claim there's no Christian country doing this, that, the other?
That's what I'm saying.
You don't have a country.
Does not involve in politics.
Right. But what happened when Christianity did have countries? What did you do? What did Christianity do when it had countries?
The citizens are Christians.
No.
It's possible.
No, you just said right now there is no Christian country. Therefore, no Christian country goes to war. I'm asking you, when Christian countries did exist, what did they do? Did they go to war?
Christian country.
No, when there was, what did they do?
There was not.
What?
I don't believe that.
You don't believe Britain was a Christian country at one point?
There is not. Christianity doesn't involve in politics. There are people who are Christian living in any country.
Who? Okay.
Minority
okay.
or majority.
According to Christianity, who appoints the king of a country?
Who appoints? Who? To pray for them.
What?
To pray.
No.
Christians pray for everybody.
Who appoints the leader of a country?
Who appoints? People appoint. They get
a king.
No.
Who appoints the king?
Who appoints the king?
According to Christianity.
Every state has their own.
No. We're talking about a time when Christians had countries. So I'm asking you a question. According
in the past or today?
In the past. You can't say today there's no Christian countries going to war because there are no Christian countries. So it's a stupid.
I can.
Well, yeah, of course you can. But it's stupid, isn't it?
No,
so I mean,
there is not a Christian country today.
I agree. So therefore you can't go to war, can you?
They do, but they're not saying I am going to war because of my faith.
No, but there's no Christian country, is there? How can they go to war if there is no Christian country?
It's what they do. That's a secular war.
Is there a Christian country or not?
That's a secular war.
Is there a Christian country in this world today or not? According to you. Is there a Christian country today in the world, according to you? No.
What do you mean by Christian country?
It's his claim.
What do you mean? What do you mean by
it's his claim?
What do you mean by a Christian country? Which way?
It's your claim. I asked the question, is America a Christian country? No. Is Britain a Christian country? No.
It depends what you mean by Christian country.
Where the leaders are Christian and the laws are coming from Judeo-Christian values.
Can you tell me your name again, please?
Hamza.
Hamza. Brother, there are countries which the majority of the population are Christians and the leaders are Christians, right?
Is that a Christian country then?
Okay, but I do not find in any of them speaking up again and again, I am going to war because of my Bible.
Well, they can't. No, right. Okay.
There is no.
Now you've changed it. No, now you move the goalposts. Question. No.
Your standard.
I said to you is what? Okay.
Please let me speak.
No, because you know what I'm saying? I'll be honest with you, you're ignoring my questions. Who appoints the king of a country according to Christianity? God does. God appoints the kings.
God appoints the kings.
Yes.
In the Bible,
God appoints the kings. Yes. So God chooses the kings. Who makes the law?
Who makes the law?
Who made the law?
Listen, that's something the work of God.
No. Does the king make the law?
One second. There is nobody on earth.
Does the king make the law?
There is nobody on earth saying, I am God, I appoint this king. God is doing it. We don't know how he's doing it.
You're a Christian, aren't you?
I am.
Right. So if someone becomes a king of a country back in the day, right? Who's appointed that king? Who's appointed?
Listen, you cannot convince a Christian.
You just ignore my questions.
No, you cannot convince a Christian to say there is politics in Christianity. We don't believe this. It's not been practiced. It is your assertion. You have your background.
I agreed.
Of Islam.
I told you straight.
Whereas there is politics in Islam.
Hussein, you keep saying politics as if it's a bad thing.
It is a bad thing.
What is your point anyway?
When you are a religious pious person.
My point is trying to respond to his nonsense claims. He's a Kurdish guy who's left Islam, become a Christian, which is fine. He's then saying when an Englishman becomes a Muslim, we have to, according to the teachings of Islam, become Arabs. Arab culture and such. Alright? And so then we ask the question, what's Arab culture? Surely the way somebody dresses, the music they listen to, the food they eat. Well, I've been a Muslim 17 years. And now there are probably Arab Christians who look more like Arabs than I do.
Yeah.
So it's a nonsense claim, and all he's done.
Why is it a nonsense claim?
Okay, I'm a Muslim. Do I look like an Arab?
No, but
you're an individual.
Do I look like an Arab?
No.
But so why you say I've adopted Arab culture? What Arab culture have I adopted?
I never said that.
Well, that's the claim, isn't it?
Why? But is that what you claim? Is he Arab then?
How many people are you? You're only one. You're talking about billions.
Arabic language,
We're adopting.
I speak English, mate.
We know what Arab culture is.
Arab language in order to.
No, I can do, but I don't need to. See, he says it's a
Know
requirement.
the meaning of the Quran if you don't know the Arabic language.
Watch the video, man. I've already explained it. There are English authors who've embraced Islam and translated the Quran who could translate it better than I could ever even imagine.
In what? In English?
Yeah.
But we spoke with this gentleman before. There's certain words that are not exactly proper.
No, nearest meaning. We concede that point.
Meaning is not good enough.
Right.
Because a slight difference could be a very serious deviation
no,
of what the Quran means. Like when it says beat the woman, it doesn't mean beat the woman.
I know it
in
doesn't.
the proper Arabic
No.
language.
Wait.
Okay, I'll make life easy for you. My wife's an Arab. My wife's an
Hamza,
Arab.
you're born as British.
That's right.
If any, no, but the point here is this. See, look, that's a good standard. You're right. But if you're a Christian, your book has gone through so many filters. You haven't got the original language.
My book has got through no filter.
Are you a Christian?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Eastern
Okay.
Orthodox Christian.
You're a Christian?
One second.
Yeah, Eastern Orthodox.
All right. So Eastern Orthodox. So I'm assuming you can read Greek.
Hamza, you were born as British.
No,
Why not?
I didn't learn it. I didn't learn Greek.
Right. So how do you understand what the New Testament Gospels say?
When I go to the priest and I sit down with him, he will explain to me through the holy tradition, not just normal tradition.
No.
Please let me answer. Let me answer and then you go. Yeah, I won't be.
Go on.
If I, certain things which I don't understand, I can go to the church.
You don't understand any of it. So you don't read Greek. You don't understand any of it.
No, if I read it in English,
Okay.
and there's certain things I don't understand,
Okay.
I will go to the church,
Right.
and the priest will give me
Right.
what is passed down through the church, through all the years, through translations.
Through translations.
Yeah.
Right.
No, not through translations. No.
Really?
No.
Go on.
All right, and then they know through the traditions exactly what it was meant. Just like
what language did Jesus speak?
Just like if I was to read the Quran and I don't understand something, I won't be able to learn. I could, but I may not choose to learn Arabic.
But you can
I
do.
will go to a scholar.
Yeah, I agree.
Or to the
So what's the problem?
And they will explain to me. I'm just
Yeah. No. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I said. So what I'm explaining is this. Look.
Yeah, listen, ask me, I'll answer you quick, and then carry on with this junk because it's rude that I jumped in. He was talking to. Is that fair?
Well, he's not really answering.
no,
But the point is,
go on.
the principle is this. Principle is this.
Quickly, that's
All I've said to him is, look, if you want to apply set a standard of something, then you need to have the same standard yourself. So you can't start saying to me, oh, if you want to understand the Quran's Arabic, you need to learn Arabic.
You don't need to.
But I have to. No, but he's saying it's a requirement. Of course we can. But he's saying it's a requirement. We have to do that. We have to Arabize ourselves. Now, me learning Arabic doesn't mean I've Arabized myself. It just means I've learned a language. Yeah. So just as, for example, James White, one of the top Christian...
French.
Yeah, but James White, one of the top apologetic Christians, he learns Conic Greek.
Yeah.
So he can read the New Testament manuscripts in the language they're in.
Yeah, he's adopted the culture.
That's it.
That.
He's not become a Greek, is he? He's Slovakian.
I agree with you. I agree with you. You agree with me. We can't go back to the Imam.
So it's a nonsense claim then?
Yes.
Brothers and sisters, Allahu Akbar. Thanks to your tremendous support, we have, alhamdulillah, paid the final installment for this huge masjid property. And now we need your support to convert this 2,700 square meters building into the most amazing Islamic center in the country of Norway, inshallah.
But bro, this does not look like a masjid. It looks like a wedding hall.
And that's exactly what this is. Brothers and sisters, we need your support to reconstruct this wedding hall into a masjid and community center so we can have our prayer hall for us to establish salah 5 times a day, an indoor playground for the kids to nurture love for the house of Allah, a conference hall for lectures and reminders about Islam.
We need classrooms for education, a library to study, a gym for exercise, and a soup kitchen to help the poor and needy.
If you support us, even with a small sadaqah, you will inshallah harvest a reward for all of these facilities and the khair that they generate throughout the years, all the way until the day we meet Allah.
The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever builds a masjid for the sake of Allah, Allah will build for him a similar house in Jannah. So what are you waiting for? Click the button to donate and share the video for extra rewards.